Stamping friends. I'm so excited about today's cards. I'm going to be making an Easter card, and I hope that you will like the card I'm going to make, and then I have one to show. I'm going to be using the stamp set Easter Bunny plus the coordinating punch, which I know is out of stock, but I'm thinking if that's the case, then a lot of you already have the stamp set and the punch. But if you don't, if you have the stamp set and maybe not the punch, you can definitely use scissors and cut out the images, or just stamp them and you don't need to cut them out. So again, welcome. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. I'm Terry Hartley at Rustic Barn Cards, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. And let's turn the camera down and let's start stamping. Okay, so today we're going to make an Easter card. We're going to make one, and then I have another one to share with you. We're going to be using the stamp set Easter Bunny, which while I'm filming this, you can still purchase the stamp set. The punch that goes with it is sold out, but the punch just cuts out one of the 3 images of the rabbits, and it is really easy to use your scissors and cut them out. Now, I do have the punch, and I'm assuming a lot of you have the punch, which is probably why it is sold out, right? Okay, this is a really cute stamp set. Happy Easter, an Easter treat for you. It's a new day. Enjoy all the little moments. You're a friend like no other. Hi. And of course we have our rabbits, 3 images of rabbits, a carrot, some grass, flowers, a little bird, a butterfly, and 3 eggs. And the designer series paper that I'm going to use today is in the mini catalog, and it is the Fancy Flora 6x6, and it's just beautiful paper on both sides. So we're going to use a sheet of the designer series paper. Before I start, I just wanted to let everyone know the new annual catalog will be out in May, which means I need to be ordering catalogs to send to you very soon. So if you have placed an order with me within the last 6 months, don't worry. You will receive a catalog, annual catalog from me. But if you do not have a demonstrator and you would like to have a catalog, in the description there's a contact me. Just click that and let me know, and I would be happy to add you to my list. I just need to know by March 29th, because I'm going to be finishing my list to order catalogs. So let me know by March 29th if you would like a catalog. All right, here is our card that we're going to make today. Happy Easter. And we have 2 little butterflies, and I popped up the rabbit, and we have the eggs and some grass. And here we have designer series paper cut at an angle with a little strip of basic gray, and then Daffodil Delight. So let me show you how to make this quick and cute card. I'm going to change up the colors for the card that we're going to make. So I'm using fresh Freesia and just a basic card layer, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. So I will fold that. Bring in my bone folder to give it a nice crease. Lay that aside and bring in some pieces that we need. So we're going to start with designer series paper, and this is 5 1/4 by 4. I also will have the measurements in the description. So I'm going to, so it's 5 1/4 by 4 designer series paper. going to bring in our trimmer. And then I'm just going to turn, and I'm going to cut a diagonal piece off of the Designer Series paper. So I'm going to have this edge in the track, and I'm not really going to measure. We're just going to call that good. And then this is the piece that we're going to use, and you most certainly could add this to another card. So I'm going to bring in Daffodil Delight, and this is cut at 4 by 3. I'm going to bring our card base back in, and I'm going to bring in basic white layer cut at 5 1/4 by 4, and we're going to go ahead and add the basic white layer cut at 5 1/4 by 4 on the inside of our card. So we're going to get that finished. And you could add a butterfly, the bird, you could, some eggs inside. I'm not going to do that, but you could most certainly, or even add some Designer Series paper on the inside of this card. Okay, so now what I'm going to do with this 4 by 3 Daffodil Delight, I'm going to place that right here on our card, and then I'm going to lay the Designer Series paper right like this. Okay, so let's go ahead and add some adhesive to our 4 by 3 Daffodil Delight layer cardstock. And I want to, of course, kind of place it so the two sides and the bottom are about the same. Then I'm going to add adhesive, and we're going to add this right here. So each time I make this card, it comes out a little bit different because I just cut that section off and I don't really measure, so sometimes it's a little shorter, but just 4 by 3 usually it will take care of whatever you end up. So I'm going to go ahead and place it so you don't see that, so you don't see the Daffodil Delight. You see it down here, but you don't see it on the side, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Make sure I get it. Okay, and now I'm going to bring the trimmer back, and I'm going to bring in some Balmy Blue. And then we are going to just cut a 1/4, just a strip of the Balmy Blue, 1/4 of an inch, just like this. Going to bring our card base in, and then we are going to add this right here. Okay, and I'm going to take my scissors and just cut an angle there. So when I place this here, it'll be right like this, and then I will angle this. I'm going to do that again, right like that. So then it fits right here, and then we're going to bring this up here, and I'm just going to kind of put it in place and hold it, and go ahead and just square this part. It's kind of, it just added a little bit of an angle, but I used the card to help me with that. Then I'm going to turn this over, and we are going to add some adhesive. I'm going to bring my silicone craft sheet because then I can hold it down a little bit and have more control of my glue bottle. All right, now we'll pick this up. Bring our card back in. And place that right here. So it just gives a little divider between the designer series paper and our cardstock. Okay, now we can lay this aside, and we are going to bring in some basic white, 3.5 by 4 3/4. And this is what we're going to do some stamping on. And then we're also going to stamp our some images on a scrap of basic white. So I'm going to bring in our sentiment, and that is Happy Easter. I'm going to bring in our Memento Black, and then I'm going to stamp Happy Easter up in the left-hand corner of our card. Then I'm going to bring in some fresh Freesia. And we're going to use that little butterfly stamp. Go ahead and ink this up, and we will add one about right here and right over here. Then I'm going to bring in soft succulent. And we're going to add some grass. So I need to mount the grass, so I'm going to grab that stamp, lay it down, and then we will pick it up, bring our soft succulent back, ink, and we'll go ahead and we are going to make 4 rows of grass. Now here I didn't overlap it. I'm going to go ahead and overlap a little bit more. I think it looks more natural, like I did here. So you'll want to overlap just a little bit. And we'll do one more row. Okay, now we're going to set this aside, and we're going to go ahead and stamp our bunny and our eggs. So here is the rabbit we're going to use and our eggs. And I am going to use our Memento Black ink. So I'm going to go ahead and ink up the rabbit. I'm just going to bring the ink down to the rabbit. And then just give it some pressure, straight down and straight up. And we'll do the same with our eggs. I'm going to be using Daffodil Delight, Stampin' Blends, Fresh Freesia, Balmy Blue, Sweet Sorbet. Let me look and see. I've already forgotten which. I think it's Gray Granite and Petal Pink. All right, let's go ahead and do our rabbit first. And I'm going to go ahead and use the light Gray Granite. So I'm going to start with the light. And if you've watched me, sometimes I will start with the darker. And I'm just going to start right up here with the ear. And we'll be doing some shading. And then I'm going to leave this part of his face white. And I'm going to leave a little spot to come back with petal pink for his eye and his little nose. We're going to leave his tail white. Or maybe it's a Mrs. Bunny, I don't know. Okay, I'm going to leave that right here. Come back and grab the dark gray granite because I'm going to go ahead and his foot right here, I'm going to do it dark, and then I am going to add some shadows right along here, and let's put some shading on his ear, and then how about on his right here. Okay, then I'm going to come back with our light and kind of blend that together a little bit. All right. Then we're going to come in with the petal pink, and I'm going to use the dark. We'll color inside his ear and his eye, and right here on his nose. And so our bunny is finished, and now let's go ahead and do the eggs. I'm going to grab the light fresh Freesia. And we'll just do the circles on this. And then we'll do every other one. Of these squares. I'm going to come back with light Daffodil Delight. And I think my light Daffodil Delight, that I'm going to use the other end because I think I need a new blend. I think I've used it just a little bit too much. Okay, now for this egg, let's see. Let's use, I'm going to pop a color. So I'm going to use this light sweet sorbet, and I'm going to come back with the dark Balmy Blue. You can color these eggs any color that you want. Now I'm going to be cutting out the eggs because we don't have a die, but they're really easy to cut out. Okay, so let me lay those aside and bring in our punch. But if you don't have a punch, you could just quite easily just use your scissors and cut the rabbit out. So get him in there. Then I'm going to cut this egg separate, and then we are going to leave these two together. So I'll just cut one out, and then I'll do the other one off camera, so you don't have to watch me, but you know, just kind of like cutting an oval. I leave a little bit of white on the outside as I cut, so I'm not cutting on the black outline. I'm leaving some space. And let's put our card together. I cut out the eggs. We are going to go ahead and you could pop this up, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and just adhere it onto our Designer Series paper and that layer of Daffodil Delight. And then we will pop up the eggs and our bunny rabbit. So we'll get this lined up. Can use to go over just to the left a little bit. Let's make sure before we commit. All right. Now I'm going to pop up a rabbit first. So I'll bring in some dimensionals. Now you can take your bone folder, if you would, and kind of just curve these ears a little bit. And we are going to place our rabbit in the grass and go ahead and add some dimensionals to our eggs. So put one right here and one on each side. Take those backings off, and another thing you could do is cut a little slit in your basic white and then tuck this egg down in there if you wanted to. Then I'm going to bring in our classic matte dots and my take your pick tool, and I'm going to use the gray. I'm going to put one up here. And one down there. Okay, so here is our quick and easy Happy Easter card. Here is the sample card, and I have one more to show you, so stay with me. Get these Stampin' Blends out of the way. So this is our sample card, and it's the same, except I used different Designer Series paper. And of course here I used gray cardstock, basic gray. And here I use fresh Freesia. And then what if we make the cards into a gift card holder? So you can leave the card just like it is. But remember when I cut a piece of the Designer Series paper for our card? We can open this up. We can lay it right here And let's go ahead and bring in a stamp from our stamp set, An Easter Treat for You. And going to bring in our Memento Black ink, and we're going to ink up. So this is just another idea. If you want a need a gift card holder, you can easily use this designer series paper that you cut off from the front, and we're going to just put adhesive here and here, and then down along here, and then you can tuck in your gift card. So I'm going to turn that over. So we're going to leave this slanted edge open, and I'm just going to put adhesive along the side, along the bottom, and I'm bringing in my silicone craft sheet so in case I go over, it won't stick. So I have along the 3 edges, and then we are just going to turn this Now, I have some granddaughters who live away from me, so I would like to send them a gift card. And notice I have just a little bit of extra glue there, so I'm just going to wipe that off. And then I'll do that to all 3 cards. So here we have Happy Easter, an Easter treat for you. Happy Easter, the card that we made together, and I've already added that. Let's go ahead and bring in our fresh Freesia and stamp our sentiment, and then I'll show you the other card. An Easter treat for you. There we go. So I'm going to bring in a gift card, and I can just slip that in right here, and then I still have room that I can sign my name. So again, just an idea that if you want to, you can use that DSP that you cut off and slip in a gift card and make your card a gift card holder, or just make it a card. Let me bring in the third card. And here is the third card where I've used Evening Evergreen. And then I stamped the butterflies. And I colored the rabbit a little bit differently and curled up those ears a little bit more. And I put all 3 of the eggs in the same place. So here are my 3 cards. So let me know which card you like the best. The one that's gray and yellow, the fresh Freesia, or the green. So they all have the yellow at the bottom, but I use different designer series paper at the top. A couple of things before we leave for the day. Paper Pumpkin, all the little things. You can order this now through April the 10th. And the kit includes 9 cards. You will receive 3 each of 3 designs, 9 matching envelopes, iridescent foil die cuts, a shaded spruce ink spot, and also this little free box where you can add your ink spots from other Paper Pumpkin kits that you've had. And the prepaid in the United States is $22.50, I believe, plus shipping. And if you want to subscribe, then it's $23.50, which includes shipping. And you can always cancel or suspend for a month also. So that's Paper Pumpkin. And then I have a class going on in March, the Adorable Owls online class. And it includes designer series paper, gems, an entire roll of the Pool Party ribbon, 1 blender pen, a yard of ribbon, and you will receive 6 cards, 2 of each of 3 designs, plus make and take to make a box also, and the stamp set, Adorable Owls. So I'm kind of, if you were not able to take advantage and receive the Adorable Owls during celebration, this might be something that you might want to take advantage of. And even if you have the stamp set, you might want to have the make and takes to make these cards, and you can always gift that stamp set to someone else. In the description is the information and the link to get more information and to order. And the kits will be shipped on March 27th. So I hope that you like these cards. Get them so you can see them. Thank you for watching. I'm Terry Hartley at Rustic Barn Cards. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe by clicking that subscribe button. I really appreciate it, and it helps me to grow. I will see you next Tuesday at 1 p.m. Central, or you can always catch the replay. Have a great week. Bye for now.